Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome back. Welcome to, my name is Joe Josh. Go by iChart Daily on this beautiful metaverse. Today is September 3rd, 2025. In today's video, we're going to be going over Bitcoin, what I think potentially could be playing out on the short term. And shout out to you guys who participate in my posts, ask questions, what am I looking for, etc., etc. Most recent one that I liked was what am I looking for entering a trade? Before I do anything, talk about anything, this is not financial advice. This is a window to my thought process. I've been doing technical analysis for 17, 18 years, investing, trading, and charting crypto for 11 years. Originally was taught this process by my father, who was an options trader for Stratton Oakmont for almost 20 something, 30 years. So I definitely have put my 10,000 hours in, and I'm just trying to regurgitate all this information to you guys to help you. So what do I look for when I'm entering a trade? The first thing that I look for is totally different than the first thing you look for. It's the same lingo, same section A, the whole nine that I'm talking about, but it's a different time frame. I don't know what type of trades you're looking to do, Cuzzy. I am a swing trader. So I'm looking for confirmations, and you could back test that on your time frame. But my trades they take longer to form, bottoms and tops, and they take longer to play out. I like the minimum time frame, shortest time frame is like a 12-hour to a daily. The longest I do is like 4 or 5, and a weekly, potentially 2-week. I don't go longer for trading. I don't go shorter for trading. Longer, the plays already happened, but I do like to look at it for clarity. Shorter, there's too many fake outs. So when I am doing swing trading, I am looking for momentum, change of market structure, see where support is, see resistance, and see if there's room to grow. How much room to grow, and then what is my risk reward based off that trade. As of right now, I do like what the daily chart is showing me. I mentioned in the Discord, the link will be in the description, that I do think Bitcoin is forming somewhat at a bottom here a couple days ago. I mentioned that on the weekly time frame, well, actually the longer time frames, like I was seeing on the daily, the 2-day, the 3-day, we were seeing the market bottom indicator going off. We were seeing candles turning hollow at support. I told you that I use the market top and bottom as a VPVR. I drew this purple line during the last video. I said this was the most recent resistance that could and should turn into support if this is a continuation to the upside, right? And we went right down to the 107, 108 level. Now, looking long, right? You still have to look long. We are still above the zero line. We are still in a golden cross structure on the MACD on a monthly. The RSI, which is the main one right now, we're curious to see if we're going to break up or if we're going to break down. The most important thing is the blue line staying above the yellow line? And that's just section A, right? The 70 line is resistance, but there is room to grow, right? From here to here or from here to here. All I'm figuring out is for the next month or so, is September going to be a good month? As of right now, we do have room to grow, but I'm curious to see if we don't go higher than the 72.41. Okay, let's play devil's advocate, right? I say it in every video. This market structure that is playing out is going to break either to the upside and we go to the blow off top that I think potentially could happen, or the bull run is over and we go back down to the major support levels here. What do I think happens? I think we do break up. Why? Just because of where we are in the market compared to what happened previously, how long it previously played out, etc., etc. The halvening was May 2024. We usually don't see a blow off top a year and some change after the halvening. Usually see it 2 to whatever it is, 1,000 days, right? I said it in the last video. So I do think with the Feds now lowering rates, I mean gold, silver, all of these assets are going up. I do think we could potentially go up. I do. And then, like I said in the last video, we would form more bearish divergence, forming another high or even the same high back to the 119 to the 123. But I'd like to see Bitcoin's dominance continue to fall like we're seeing now. And we're seeing market structure change here, right? First time they've seen a death cross since the golden cross of April 2022, right? So that means Bitcoin's dominance is coming down. If Bitcoin's dominance is coming down on the macro, and then Bitcoin has potential to go up on the like mid to short term, that allows the alts to do what they need to do and have their blow off tops, right? Like this coin looks amazing, ADA. We formed, just to throw it out there, right? We came down, we went up, formed a higher low, formed a higher high, formed a higher low. Look at the indicators. Above section A, above section A, about to break section A. All three indicators are telling you there's room to grow. ADA could go easily back to the 103. And then the next level after that, you're looking at like the 175 to the 142. That's what I look for in trades. Room to grow on monthlies and weeklies and 2 days and dailies so that I could sit back, go play with my kids, and watch ADA go up like it did here, right? From here to here was 147 days, 243%, right? From here, the meat and potatoes, to here was 322 days, 190 days, 400 days. You're just chilling with your ADA at 28 cents to 25 cents to 30 cents, and I'm taking profit at 145% later at 280 days. That's just the way it is, right? So right now, we're looking for Bitcoin to pretty much do the same thing. So what am I looking for? Let's go into it. Which one was I looking at? This one. There we go. Bitcoin has gone down to the 21-day moving average. During the bull markets, Bitcoin likes to use the 11 and 21-day moving average as support. Another indicator that I have is the 11 and 21 that shows you if the RSI is above or below the 50, showing you that you could use it as resistance or support. We remain white. We could still use it as support. Also, the divergence indicator, you have 6 divergences on the bottom lining up with support that was resistance at that 109, 108. Once again, we formed a higher low to this one here of the 97 to the 100,000. We could easily go back up. But the main concern that I am having, once again, I turn these off just because it's a little bit too messy. I saw the visual. Thanks. Talk to you later. We could do this, and then these are doing this, and we're forming that rising wedge. So once again, if Bitcoin goes up or my alts go up, which they should over the next couple weeks, I am not looking to buy more. I'm already heavily invested. I am looking to take profit. So take profit where? Well, let's go back. If you're looking to open up a long here, you could see here, I would do long position. You're opening it up here. Your liquidation price or stop loss is here. So you have a 4% risk and then a 6% return reward. And then we're looking at the fib from the high to the low, and your next extension resistance could be the 128 level. So I would be taking profit at around, not financial advice, but let's just say the 118, 119 going into the wicks, right? Then I would take profit again here at the 122 at the top of the wicks, and I would take my third profit here at 13% at the 125 level. So 30%, 30%, 30%, leaving 10% for if it goes higher than the 127. That's what I'm looking for, right? And then the confirmations that I'm looking for are wicks, right? And then market structure change. So we've been making lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. I said Bitcoin likes to form these falling wedges. The only issue, cuzzies, is do we break to the upside and break this level here, number 1, right? the 120 level, and do we make a higher high to this one here? If we come up and form a lower high or a lower high, then that shows me that we could potentially break the lower low, right? Because the main concern I'm having now is this, right? We're making a lower high, lower low, right? Lower high, lower high, lower high. Well, this is making higher high, higher high. We could 100%, like I said, go up and form a head and shoulders, right? You have to play devil's advocate because I don't know what the hell's going to happen, dude. I know what could happen, where to set alerts, and then what could happen thereafter, right? So bearish, right? Shoulder, head. If we form that lower high, and then this is your neckline, we could come down and eventually come down to here. That's if the bad case scenario plays out. Good case scenario, we still extend, we still continue. Because we made a higher low, right? Higher low, higher high to a higher high. This could do something like this, right? 1, 2, 3, and extend to that 127. But at the same time, we need to see if this continues to form another lower high and another lower high. Either way, Bitcoin looks good to go up. Confirmations on the daily that I look for. 1, break of market structure. We have broken the downtrend orange resistance line. I'm curious to see if the MACD is in a golden cross or death cross structure. We're about the golden cross. I want to see if the RSI is below the moving average or above. It has officially broken above. Now we need to see if we break the 50 and stay above the moving average. That shows me that the trend is now going to the upside. You could see here falling wedge, breaking to the upside, golden cross staying above, and then the stochastic RSI. Once again, we had 1, 2, 3 bottoms. We're breaking up. I want to see if we break the 50. If that's the case, we have room to grow, right? Room to grow. Resistance is going to be at the 112, this area right here, because what was resistance or support will turn into resistance, this right here that you could see. So I'm not going to jump the gun. I'm going to see this market structure potentially stop here, form a macro higher low. Once that happens, I'd like to see this continue to the upside, this do this and break into section A like it did here and like it did here. I'd like to see the stochastic break above the 50 and be around like the 54, 55. That shows me that this could be a nice big W pattern going back to 116 to potentially 119. And that's where I'd be taking the majority of my profit and then seeing what happens from there. 33 to 40% from there. If you're using leverage, you have to understand market structure. Your most recent low was the 107, so I'd probably use a liquidation margin amount that allows my liquidation price to be down here, where if we did see blood and we did have a double bottom at the 107, I'm not getting called out. My position is just low and it won't be liquidated. You could probably use, just throwing it out there with my experience, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 x leverage, allowing the first move being 6 to 8%, being 8 times 5, right? So you're looking at 30%. That's the video. Love you guys. Appreciate the support. Once again, I don't use the market bottom indicator on shorter time frames because you can see this wasn't the bottom, right? I want to see it playing out on longer time frames, especially weekly, 2-week, monthly. Then that calls the actual market bottom. But I like it that it went off on the 2-day, the 3-day, potentially was going off on the 4-day, and now you're seeing everything line up to have a nice short-term move to the upside. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, leave it in the comment section. The Discord link will be in the description. If you're looking to purchase the indicators, that link will be in the description to my Gumroad account. If you're looking to request a ticker that I go over in my next video, that will also be in the description. What you do is you go to the gig, you purchase it, then you go to the community tab, and then you put the ticker in. If you forget to do that, I just email you and then you respond back the ticker. Besides that, I appreciate the support. We were right once again. Well, not even me, the chart was right once again. We saw a major blood from 123 all the way down to 106. We formed a higher low, and now we're forming bullish divergence around these levels, and I like what I'm seeing on the daily. Enjoy the day.